Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MS Dhoni Unplugged. Can we have a big round of applause? I know, MS, you end up doing so many of these and I'm sure आप भी बोर हो जाते हो क्योंकि इतने रिपीट क्वेश्चन आते होंगे. तो अगर कोई आया ना रिपीट तो बोला नेक्स्ट. I'll be okay with that.
There'll be lots of next then. Because I think, so I've done so many press conferences, meet and greets, I've met with so many people. I think I've answered almost everything in life. There's nothing left that I haven't answered.
That's true.
But
Let's
I'll say next.
still.
I'll say next and then I'll answer it.
हर third question में बोलते थे ना, that's a new one. No, but we've tried to, dig a little deep into it. हमने क्रिकेट की बहुत बात की है, but the idea is for all of us. हर घर में कुछ ऐसे क्रिकेटर्स या सेलिब्रिटीज या रोल मॉडल बनते हैं जिनमें ना एक अपनापन लगता है सबको. वो घर वालों को लगता है, आपको कभी उनका नाम नहीं पता होगा, लेकिन जब वो टीवी देखते हैं तो आप उनके लिए क्रिकेटर नहीं थे, आप अपने थे कि अपने बड़े भाई खेल रहे हैं. सो उससे रिलेटेड द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, एंड इट्स अ कॉम्प्लीमेंट, बिकॉज देयर इज अ ट्रेंड जब कोई किसी फील्ड में थोड़ा सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है, एंड स्पेशली इफ इट्स गॉट टू डू विद अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ फैंडम एंड स्टारडम. आप शूट आजकल ज्यादा मुंबई में करते हो, आप खेलते हुए चेन्नई में दिखते हो, घूमते हुए दुनिया में दिखते हो, लेकिन थ्रू आउट द होल जर्नी यू नेवर लेफ्ट रांची एज योर होम. It was never about moving to a big city. And I say this as a compliment, and I just want to ask, at a time where a lot of people love the big cities when they become big and famous, why has Mahendra Singh Dhoni always stayed put in Ranchi?
Well, to a lot of extent, I'm a small city boy. And interestingly, 2004, I made my debut in December, and 2005, mid-May, I had a bit with one of the senior cricketers, so he asked me, okay, when are you moving out of Ranchi? So if a senior asks, you take it seriously, there has to be something. So I'm like, why should I move? So he's like, no, it's not so easy to live in a small city, So I was like, no, I'm very happy over there. There's no good reason for me to move out. It is well connected. We have an airport, there are few flights that takes me to Delhi and Mumbai, and if I need to go anywhere, I can go from there, and it's very well connected with train also. So he just smiled at me, and he's like, okay, we'll talk about it next year. And now after 20 years, I'm still there. I just love the city. I have very fond memories of Ranchi. I have seen the city grow in its own way. Though I lived in a colony and it was a self-sustained colony, it had everything, right from hospital to community hall that used to screen movies, grounds, library, everything, cooperative, everything was there. So there was no good reason for me to get out of the colony. And once I started playing cricket, then I explored Ranchi more, and somehow I loved it. I can get out of my house and come back to my house maybe 10 times in a day, which is not possible in the metro. I actually spoke to a lot of cricketers who live in Mumbai, and they were like, if we have to go to the office, and not all of them are India players I'm talking about. So if they have to go to office, they actually carry their kit bags also in the car.
Yeah.
They go to the office, from office they go to the field, do their practice, and then they go back home. So you hardly get me time. Ranchi, 20 minutes is the stadium. I can go do my gym or whatever, come back, evening go back and, maybe practice a bit. So that's one thing I loved, and it's a plateau, so the weather is great. And now I live closer to the ring roads. I can ride my bikes and do whatever I want. So it just feels very nice being in a small city.
It is beautiful. पहले आपने रांची को वर्ल्ड मैप पे डाला, अब रांची के गूगल मैप्स पे आपका फार्म हाउस आता है, जिससे लोग बताते हैं धोनी भैया के फार्म हाउस से लेफ्ट चले जाना या रिंग रोड से राइट चले जाना.
Initially it was tough. So when I made my debut, so when you go, people ask you, they're curious about you. So they're like, where are you from? Yeah, Ranchi. Karachi? I'm like, boss, I represent India. I can't be from Karachi. So then I had to explain, okay, you know this, you know that. That time we had one more famous thing, which is famous, but you don't want to speak about it because we have a mental hospital in Ranchi. So now to take a reference of, we have mental hospital. So it was a difficult part, but now when I meet a lot of people, they're quite happy, So when they travel, and especially if it's a cricketing country, cricketing nation, or anywhere in India, they associate, acha, Ranchi matlab you're from Jharkhand. They may not say Jharkhand, they'll say, acha, Dhoni ka city se ho aap, stuff like that. So, I'm very happy. Otherwise, we had to take the help of a mental hospital.
But what a feeling. Just imagine for a moment. You know the city because you come from there. What an honor. But now, sir, अब ये बताएं, ये question जवाब दिया था पहले कभी कि नहीं?
रांची वाला कहीं ना कहीं कवर हो ही जाता है.
नहीं, the fact that you've decided to stay in Ranchi.
Yeah, but somebody asked me, in the sense, I spoke about the particular incident where one of the seniors, threw a bet at me. So it got covered in that. Question was different, but the answer was the same. I wish it happened in school.
मेरा question अलग हो गया. मेरा पार हो गया. Next one, please tell us. There is an off day. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is at home, in his resort, farmhouse, whatever it is. Your average day when you're at home. No commitments, no shoots.
So when I was playing all the 3 formats, and if I have a day off, it was a complete day off. I would sleep slightly late. I would get up very late. I won't get out of the room. I won't go anywhere. So everything ended in that room. And that's how I was. Sometimes I just need my me time. So I would get up. I won't open the door. Nothing. I'll be inside, order my breakfast. I'm just on my own. So for me, that was just lazing around, recharging my batteries for what's coming in. And that's my me time day, I would say. No phones, nothing. If I'm carrying my PlayStation or, that time I used to carry a Alienware laptop to play games. Nothing. Put a headphone, I'm playing a shooting game. Not bothered about anything in life.
But Abhi, obviously, because you're busy, and we'll come to the IPL and cricket later, but now you're there at home, maybe the entire family is there. I'm guessing now still a little busier than just being in the room.
Let's say if I'm preparing for like this time of the year, usually I'll get up, I'll go to the gym. So now the thing is, you have to give time to everyone. Wife being the most important. And my wife is a night person.
She's a night person.
She's a night person. But now for me to accommodate gym and batting on the same day, I have to get up early. So it's very complex. The situation is very complex. So
ऊपर वाला भी उन्हीं का इम्तिहान लेता है जो उस लायक होते हैं.
I'll tell you, actually, I'm getting away from the answer. But interestingly, we sleep late. She would put an alarm for 9
a.m.
You don't need an alarm. I get even late. So I would put an alarm for 9:30. Then her alarm rings first, of course.
Yeah.
I get up, I freshen up, I get ready, and I'm off. I don't know why she puts an alarm. Because even after 1.5 hours, she's still there. So I was like, you don't need to put an alarm. I'll anyways get up. According to my alarm, at least I have 30 more minutes of peaceful sleep. But no, she still puts an alarm. But anyways, now going back to the answer. So I'll get up, I'll go down, have breakfast. Ziva will already be in school by that point of time. Finish my breakfast, go to the stadium. I love riding bikes. So morning when I go for gym, I go on my bike. I take a slightly longer route, so approx 19 kilometers. I'll go over there, I'll finish my gym and cardio, whatever, 1.5 hours max. Then come back, have lunch. So my father usually is very punctual. So 1 o'clock is lunchtime. So if I reach around that time, I will sit, have lunch with him. Then depending on summer, winter, I would again go back, do some batting. For me, batting is usually indoors. I like indoor more. So I go bat there, come back. That's the time I'll get to spend some time with my dogs. I have quite a few pets. So spend time with my dogs and all. Then Ziva will be around, spend some time with her. 8 o'clock is dinner. And that's it. Going up, 8:30 will be up. We'll put something to watch. Coming back to the wife part. 8:30 we'll start watching something. She'll start playing Ludo on her phone.
Start playing?
Ludo on her phone.
Ludo. Okay.
And she has to watch something with me. 8:30 we start, but she's playing Ludo. And after 4 episodes have gone past, she looks at the screen. Who is this lady? I'm like, after 4 episodes, you're asking me who the lady is. Now I have to explain everything. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So this goes on till 12, 12:30 and then I hit the bed.
But see, इसमें हम ले सीखने के लिए कितना कुछ है. हम हो कोशिश करें पहले एपिसोड में, अरे सुनती हो, अरे देख लो फिर बाद में पूछोगी. Then they say no. So your best की खुद तो 4 एपिसोड पीसफुली देख लिए ना आपने.
I'm happy. Listen, we cricketers, we are survivors. we adjust very well in life. ये है तो चलेगा, नहीं है तो चलेगा. We find a way. So if she's watching with me, it's okay. If she's not watching, I feel for her that companionship at that point of time is important. Even she is not interested. She's like, जब तक ये टीवी चलेगा ये सोएगा नहीं. So ये सोएगा नहीं तब तक मैं लूडो खेलूंगी. So she is serving her purpose, and I'm watching the episode, and I can put anything, I can watch. She's not disturbing me.
परफेक्ट सर. लूडो खेल रहे हैं लेकिन दोनों गिट्टियां घर में है, सेफ है, कोई किसी की गिट्टी काट नहीं सकता. सो दैट इज गुड. डू यू स्टिल मैनेज टू डू द सेम थिंग्स इन रांची? कोई ऐसी चीज है जो पहले आप बड़ा मजा आता था करने में, बट नाउ यू कैन नॉट? बिकॉज आई हैव एक्चुअली सीन वीडियोज ऑफ यू मीटिंग पीपल, साइनिंग देयर बाइक्स और डूइंग सम थिंग्स जो देख के लगता है कि ये कौन सी जगह होगी जहां और लोग आए नहीं है फोटोज खिंचवाने.
So that's usually the stadium. It's a big blessing for me. Once the international stadium got made, so once you get inside, it's a very controlled environment. Usually there will be members or people who you know, more often than not you know them. So they will come, they will interact with you, they won't crowd you and all of that. Other than that, I don't go out much. I feel once I played for India, which was 2004 December. From 2005 midway onwards, or maybe 2006, I stopped going to a lot of public places. And I was quite okay with it. It's not like I would crave something, but if I wanted to do something, I would do it. Like just I said, if I want to go for a bike ride, I would go for a bike ride. Yes, I won't go to a public place because I know if I go to a public place, I can be a nuisance to others. And I may not enjoy what I want to do. There are other people who would also come to the same spot. And I may be a hindrance to their enjoyment. So, that was the reason it never comes to my mind as to, okay, I should be going there. But if I feel I want to do something, I will do it.
There are being hindrance to my enjoyment. मेरे को wrap up करने को बोल रहे हैं यार वो लोग. बंदे भेजने हैं उनको तो भेज दो. हाँ, सेट कर लो. I'm gonna still ask a few questions. ऐसे टाइम कहाँ मिलता है? Everyone goes to Mahendra Singh Dhoni for advice. Does MS Dhoni has he ever sought advice? Is there a person who you've ever asked for advice?
So it depends on the topic. So I'm good in cricket, maybe a bit of life, but you can't be good at everything. So I feel one of my biggest strength is I'm a very good listener. I can listen. Yes, I do speak with people who I'm comfortable with. But if not, then I'm more of a listener than a speaker. And if I don't know about the topic, I don't speak much because I will be absorbing more if I'm listening. And I never feel that urge of, I have to contribute in the topic. If I don't know, why should I speak about it? In fact, the next time when I speak on the same topic, if I'm hearing what all are saying, I would actually be in a better position to speak. So, being a good listener, you don't always have to look for advices. And if you are aware about whatever is happening around you, and I feel a lot of good conversations or a lot of good advices, they keep floating around just with certain people who you are having a conversation with. Now, everything won't work for you. There'll be 100 good advices, but you have to figure out what works depending on where you are, what your character is, and what you want to, looking ahead in life, what you want to achieve. So, if you look at 5 very successful people, they'll say 5 different things. They may be contradicting each other, but the thing is, one of them will certainly help you. You need to have that intelligence to figure out what works the best for you.
Amazing. Do you watch a lot of cricket at home? And before I get into a rapid fire, I just want to ask you, why has MS Dhoni stayed away from commentary?
It's a very difficult thing,
इतने भी बुरे नहीं हैं हम MS.
No, it's not about that. I feel commentary is very difficult. And I feel, there's a very fine line, between describing the game and in that process, getting into a zone where you start criticizing individuals who are actually playing the game. So it's a very thin line, and often you don't know, you don't even feel as if, what you are doing is maybe borderline wrong. You'd always like to be on the other side where you're describing the game. If you feel something is wrong, you say it. But how to put it, that is also an art. How to politely put it forward where nobody feels you are being targeted. but at the same time, you're sending the message across. Because if a team is losing a game, there's reasons behind it. And you need to have that skill of, describing or addressing those reasons without anyone feeling bad about it. I feel to me that is the art of commentary. And for that, also the problem is, I know you guys get fed a lot of stats from the back end team. Yeah. I'm not good with stats. I don't.
हटा देंगे, कोई नहीं आपको stats देगा.
No, but there are a lot of people who are very good with stats.
Yeah.
You will know the individuals, you have worked with them.
Yeah.
They know stats like this. You ask me about my stats, I'll be like, And there are certain people who know stats about, forget Indian cricket team or the Indian players, they know stats about everyone throughout the era.
Yeah.
So those are the ones, who will be brilliant because they can speak about it.
Just a question, guys. Do we want to hear MS Dhoni on commentary in a World Cup? थोड़े जोर से बोलो यार, yes.
No, I would rather go to Japan.
Murli sir, wrong time to sip water. Right now you should be talking to the SOTC guys who are standing at the back. Guys, you have a new assignment. Prepare a good pitch. Sorry. Okay, let's get into a quick rapid fire, ladies and gentlemen. After all, what is a chat show without a rapid fire? Sponsored ढूंढना पड़ता है segment का. So, I will go into a quick rapid fire. You've already answered one, but still, I'll give you a choice. You've told us about Sakshi that she's a night owl. So, MS Dhoni, morning person or a night owl?
Whatever the day demands from me. So if I have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, I have some work, I'll get up at 4. If I have to be up till 7:30 in the morning, I'll be up. I can manage that for 40 hours without sleep.
48 hours.
40. 35 to 40 is my limit. Then everything slows down.
That is the only time that room door shuts. Otherwise, it's always open. 40 hours. Please do not try this at home. One word that best describes life after cricket, after active international cricket, I may add.
Motorcyclist, motorhead, something like that.
What is it about bikes? Because I was going to ask again, this silly question, cars or bikes, and the answer being bikes. What is it about bikes? That's still, is it the engineering? Is it the love? Is it just the commitment?
I think it's mostly with the older bikes, in the sense nowadays the bikes are, it's more computerized, in the sense ECU is there, fuel injectors are there, everything is taken care of. You just need to fill in engine oil, take care of the petrol, and you can just keep on riding it. But you go back to the old 4-strokes, some of the oldies, 50s, 60s, 70s, or to the 2-strokes. You have to take care of them. It's not like you have a motorcycle, you just go in the morning, switch it on, kick, and you're done. No, you have to take care of it. If it's a 2-stroke, you need to take care where the carburetors are not jammed. You carry so in 2-strokes, often we have a premix. So we put 2T in the petrol tank. There's a auto lube, 2T pump. Something is there, which means the chances of your plug sorting is very high, which means you always carry extra with you. And somehow you need to carry something which you can open the spark plug with. So these are all preparations. It's not like you just come in, switch it on, and you are off. So I love that. And when you're riding, now helmets are compulsory.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, it wasn't compulsory. So that fresh air on your face, moving around. It's not like you're riding at 150 kilometers an hour, but just that feel of air, freedom, just the sound, the feel of the bike. I feel that's something that keeps drawing me towards a bike. And some of these older bikes, I can work on it. So that makes more sense, when you do a lot of wiring, there's that and all. And, the smile on your face is when you put the spark plug on the cord, you take it out, and you kick it and see if there's spark on the spark plug or not.
Aye.
It's like it's one of the greatest feelings that you can have. You're working on the bike and you're like, spark hai ki nahi hai? Spark hai to matlab ye mere se start ho jayegi. Agar spark nahi aaya to mere औकात के बाहर hai. Then I have to call a proper mechanic, who can take care of the electricals. So for me, that's fun.
Did you hear that passion? He was talking about bikes, but it actually felt Chandrayaan kaise gaya tha? That entire concept. I mean, you love it so much. पर वैसे भी MS Dhoni was very good in telling किस में spark है, किस में नहीं है. ये तो पूरा फील्ड पे भी किया है MS ने. One thing, I mean, we know how good you are at bike. One thing you're terrible at, but you still enjoy doing.
No. I know one thing I'm terrible at, which is answering the phone. I'm not good in that way of communicating. I'm more of a sitting in person type. I like to sit across and speak to people. I'm not someone who's very good over the phone because I can't see a face. I can't get that feel. So I'm a very awkward guy when it comes to speaking on the phone. But now when you...
But you still do it. Terrible, but still do it.
I have to do it, but not to the extent where I can say I'm good at it or even decent at it. So that's something I want to improve, but I'm glad I haven't improved. When initially mobile phones came in, it was for the benefit of the people who owned the phone. Yeah. Now, your mobile phone is for my benefit. I feel like calling Jatin. Why didn't you pick up the call?
अरे प्लीज MS नंबर तो मिलेगा आपका. एक बार कर लो सर. We are ready for your benefit. Okay. I'll quickly jump. यार तुम बड़ा प्रेशर डाल रहे हो पीछे से. Calm captain or a calm husband? What is harder?
Calm husband, most of the people will agree. In my case, I can predict what is coming. So I know what are the chances of this cup falling. So stuff like that, so I have to be very calm.
दिल से बजाइए आपने ताली. हाथों से सिर्फ आवाज आई है सर. दिल से बजिए आपके ताली. MS धोनी को गुस्सा किसी बात पे आता है?
अगर
जब आता है तो हमने 2-3 बार ही देखा है, बट
नहीं आता है, सबको आता है. We are all humans and anger is also an emotion. I feel ग्राउंड पे मोस्टली क्रिकेट की बात हो रही है तो कंट्रोलेबल चीजें जब ग्राउंड पे नहीं होती है, दैट इरिटेट्स मी. नॉट आई डोंट गेट एंग्री, बट इट इरिटेट्स मी. जैसे पूरा मैच इस तरफ चल रहा है एंड सम गाय इन डीप मिड विकेट डिसाइड्स टू लुक एट द क्राउड and you are already 1 over short or something like that. So controllable चीजें जो होती हैं, अगर वो ग्राउंड पे नहीं हो रही, if people are not doing that, that really irritates me.
Last 2 questions. And this is when Mahi bhai is talking about, a lot of fielders से वो माही भाई को नहीं देखते थे, वो बॉलर से पहले उनके ग्लव्स को देखते थे कि ग्लव अगर इधर कह रहा है तो मुझे कह रहा है इधर हो जा, तो वो ग्लव से लेजर जाती थी और सीधा लगती थी उनको बाद में. This question on behalf of everyone. You see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli play the 2027 World Cup.
Sorry, sir, what's the question?
You see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli play the 2027 World Cup?
Why not? Listen, the thing is, why somebody should not play the next World Cup?
Yeah.
For me, age is not a criteria. Performance, fitness, these are the criteria. So, I always feel nobody should be told anything. But the thing should be cleared. Everyone will be treated the same way. When I made my debut, I was 24. So nobody came and told me anything. So now if I'm playing for India for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever, nobody needs to come and tell me about my age. Is age a factor? No. Fitness factor? Yes, fitness is a factor. Even if you're 22 and if you're not fit, then you have to be fit. There are criteria of playing international cricket. So now when it comes to whether it's Rohit, whether it's Virat, or there'll be other names that will also come forward, maybe in 5 years' time, 3 years' time, or 10 years' time. The whole thing is, just because somebody is in their 30s, whether they can play or cannot play the next World Cup, it's not for us to decide. It's for them to decide. If they keep performing, if they have urge to do well for the country, then why not? How do you get experienced people? You can't get a 20-year-old who's experienced unless it's Sachin Tendulkar. There's only you can only get experience if you start playing when you're 16, 17. And international cricket is very different. So now for experienced people, if you want experience, you need people who have been maybe 30, 32, 33. Because that's what you're calling experience. If you're calling 20 games and 25 games as experience, then they are not experienced. Because you need people to be under the pump in the job that they are doing. And especially it becomes even more crucial When you talk about people who bat down the order, or bowlers, who bowl those death overs when the games are close. How many games are actually that close? So for me if I'm a bowler, if I'm under the pump for 10, 15, 20 times, then I have to play 80 games, 85 games. To experience that and then to know how to tame my heart, how to tame my emotion, how to handle the pressure. So I feel the right combination of experience and youthfulness is very important, but not at the cost of fitness.
Fair.
If you want to compete at the top level, you have to be fit. And now if you are 35 and fit, then 35 doesn't matter. Performance matters even for the 24-year-old and the 35-year-old. So where's the question of, anybody questioning anyone?
Yeah.
Treat everyone equally. People are performing, they'll be there. People are not performing, they won't be there. And a lot of times they say, okay, the next World Cup is 2 years down the line, 3 years, or generally 4 years hote hai na. So this World Cup has happened, next is after 3 years or 4 years. So what? If the guy is not fit, you can chuck him out at any point of time. If he's not performing anyways, you'll chuck him out. So there should not be any question regarding any individual when it comes to selection. There's only one criteria. You're performing, you're fit, keep on playing.
And the last question before we let you go. The T20 World Cup starts in a few days' time. Do all of us believe India are favorites? Yes. What does the captain who won it first believe?
It's one of the most dangerous teams. They would have already started, batting or bowling. But what all is needed in a good team? And everything is there. They have the experience, especially when it comes to this format. The experience is vast. They have played under pressure. Whoever is playing, whatever roles they are playing in the team, they have been in that situation for a considerable period of time. What worries me, again, I hate due.
Yeah.
Due changes a lot of things. So even when I was playing, something that really scared me was due, where the toss becomes crucial and all of that. If we are playing 10 matches with some of the best teams, we will come out as winners more often than not. If the
conditions
is neutral and all of that. The problem is when some of your players have a day off and somebody from the opposition has a brilliant day. And it can happen in T20 cricket. So that's the time. Whether it happens in a league stage, whether it happens in the knockout stage, that's where all the prayings are needed. Nobody should get injured. Whatever roles are given, people should accomplish their roles for the team. And if that's the case, I don't want to jinx it by saying anything, but it's one of the most dangerous teams.
It is one of the most dangerous teams. We will take that. And ये ओस का अफसोस now मुरली सर को बनाओ ना प्रोडक्ट घास के नीचे लगाने के लिए. एक बार के लिए रोक देते हैं ड्यू को, जैसे वो लोग मेरे को रोकने के चक्कर में. MS, thank you so much for being candid as ever. It's always great fun to learn so much about leadership, about life, and just about you. Like I said at the start, I'm sure people will agree. Even for those who've never been in the same room as you just feel that you belong to all of us. Thank you so much for giving us years and years of that. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Captain Cool.